Have you ever felt like, held back by like these whispers of doubt?
Yeah.
Like there's this voice inside you just saying, you're not enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we all have. That's self-doubt, right?
Yeah, self-doubt.
Yeah.
And the thing is, a winning mindset,
Mm.
it's not something you're just like born with, right? It's something you build.
Definitely. It's a process.
Totally. And for this deep dive, we've got this amazing piece from Sweat Soul Success. And honestly, it's really got me fired up. It talks about like building this mindset, but it uses this whole battlefield analogy.
Oh, interesting. I like that. A battlefield.
Right. And it talks about how the toughest opponent is often, ourselves, like our own self-doubt.
It's that internal struggle. It can be so tough.
Exactly. And this piece doesn't shy away from that.
Yeah.
It dives right in. It talks about how the gym, like, it's not just about building physical strength. It's like a training ground for mental resilience.
Right. Pushing past your limits.
Exactly. And you know what really got me? It was this story about this guy, Marcus. Yeah. So he like completely transformed his life in 5 years.
Wow. 5 years. That's impressive.
Right. But here's the thing. It's not like he just woke up one day and everything was perfect.
Yeah.
The key was that he consistently, like, day after day, outwork the doubt.
Oh, I love that. Outwork the doubt.
Isn't that amazing? Like, he just kept showing up, pushing past those whispers, those you can'ts,
That's powerful, that consistency. It really highlights how important it is to just keep going, even when it's tough.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just about, like, the end goal. It's about those daily battles, those small victories that build up to something bigger.
It's about the process, for sure.
Right. And it's about cultivating that inner strength, that drive. And that's where that, like, Vince Lombardi quote comes in. Winning isn't everything, but wanting to win is.
Ah, yeah, that's a good one.
Right. It's about that hunger,
Yeah.
that desire to push yourself, to be better.
That intentionality. It makes such a difference.
Yeah, totally. And that's what this winning mindset is all about. It's about being intentional. It's about cultivating that hunger. And, the piece lays out these 3 key steps to actually build this mindset.
Oh, 3 steps. Okay, I'm listening.
All right. So the first one, and this one really resonated with me, is rewrite your inner dialogue.
Rewrite your inner dialogue. Interesting.
Yeah. Right. It's about like actively catching those negative thoughts, those ones that just pop up, and like consciously replacing them with something more empowering.
So it's like being aware of your self-talk and then actively changing it.
Exactly. It's not just about, slapping on a positive affirmation and hoping for the best. It's about going deeper, understanding where those doubts are coming from, and then choosing a different story.
Yeah. It's like digging down to the root of the problem, right?
Totally.
Oh.
And it's not always easy, but that's where, the real work begins. Like, you have to be willing to, like, dig in and get a little messy.
I think a lot of people try to avoid that messiness, but it's so important.
Yeah. You got to embrace it.
Yeah, embrace it.
So, like, for someone listening right now, who's ready to rewrite their script, where do they even start? What's a practical first step?
Well, I think the first step is just becoming aware, right? Pay attention to those thoughts that pop up throughout the day. What are you telling yourself?
Okay, so awareness. That makes sense. You can't change what you don't, acknowledge, right?
Exactly. Once you start paying attention, you can start to see the patterns, those negative scripts that are just running on autopilot.
Okay. So we've got this whole battlefield analogy, right? We're rewriting the inner dialogue. But before we move on, I think it's important to acknowledge that, like, this inner work, it can be tough. It can be uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely. It's not always easy.
Right. And I think that leads perfectly into the next step, which is embrace the suck.
Oh, embrace the suck. I like that. Tell me more.
Okay, so, like, when I first read that, I was like, what does that even mean? But then it clicked.
It's about pushing past your comfort zone, right?
Exactly. Like, growth, real transformation, it rarely happens when you're just, like, chilling in your comfort zone.
It's about challenging yourself.
Right. It's about pushing those limits, knowing that the discomfort, it's often a sign that you're breaking through.
That you're growing.
Yes. It's like you're on this battlefield of the mind, and those moments where you want to quit, those are the moments that make you stronger.
It's about building resilience.
Exactly. But, it's important to, like, distinguish between discomfort that's helpful and discomfort that's, like, harmful. We're not talking about pushing yourself to the point of burnout or doing things that are bad for you.
Right. It's about finding that balance.
Yeah, totally. It's about challenging yourself in a way that helps you grow, like becoming a stronger version of yourself.
It's like, think Think of it like working out. You want to feel the burn, but you don't want to injure yourself.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah.
So for someone listening who's maybe like hesitant to embrace this whole suck thing, how can they, reframe their perspective on discomfort?
Well, think of a time when you accomplished something you thought was impossible. Remember that feeling, that sense of pride.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now ask yourself, what did you have to go through to get there? I bet there were some uncomfortable moments, some challenges you had to overcome.
Right. And those challenges, those were the stepping stones to that victory.
Exactly. It's about reframing those experiences as opportunities for growth. And, that brings us to the third step. Set micro wins. So this step, set micro wins, it's all about bringing in this sense of momentum, this positivity.
Yeah, I get that. Like celebrating those small wins, like those tiny little milestones that keep you going,
Yeah. It's like acknowledging those reps even when you're totally wiped, because each one, it's building towards that bigger picture.
Right, like celebrating the fact that you showed up ready to fight for what you believe in.
Exactly. And, those small wins, they have this ripple effect. They build your confidence. They strengthen your belief in yourself.
Okay, yeah. So like the next challenge doesn't feel so scary.
Right. It's like this awesome cycle of like positive reinforcement.
Okay, I love that. So let's bring this back to our listener for a sec. So we talked about rewriting the inner dialogue, embracing the suck, and now setting these micro wins.
Yeah.
How can they actually start putting this into practice?
Well, I think it starts with setting goals that are actually like realistic.
Yeah, okay. I feel
Instead of focusing on this massive, overwhelming goal, break it down.
Yeah, break it down.
What's one tiny thing you can do today to get a little bit closer?
Oh, I like that. Shifting the focus from the mountaintop to just that next step.
Exactly. And then, celebrate that you actually took that step, that you're moving forward.
Even if it seems small.
Even if it's tiny. And, it's really important to acknowledge those wins. Write them down. Tell a friend, make them feel real.
Okay, so we've got these 3 powerful steps, right?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of curious, how do they all fit together? How do they connect back to that battlefield idea?
Oh, okay, yeah. Think of it like this. Rewriting your inner dialogue. It's like revising your battle strategy,
Oh, okay.
It's about recognizing those self-sabotaging thoughts and swapping them out for beliefs that, will actually fuel you.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So, you're getting rid of the weak spots in your defenses.
Exactly. And then embracing the suck. Well, that's like training for the battle.
Okay. So you're getting stronger, tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're building up your resilience so you're ready for whatever gets thrown at you.
Yeah. And setting micro wins. That's got to be celebrating those small victories along the way.
You got it. It's like, boosting your morale, keeping that momentum going.
Yeah, totally. So it's not just about winning the battle. It's about how you change along the way.
It's about the transformation that happens inside you. As you face those challenges, you embrace the suck, you celebrate those wins.
Oh, I like that. It's about the journey.
It really is.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the core of this whole piece, right?
Okay, what is it?
It's not just about hitting those external goals. It's about that internal strength, that unshakable self-belief.
Yeah, the stuff that lets you overcome anything.
Exactly.
And that's where that roar of possibility comes in, right?
Yes. It's like when you quiet those doubts, you make space for something amazing.
Right. You're not just surviving, you're thriving.
It's about realizing you have a choice, You can give in to those limiting beliefs, or you step into that roar, embrace your potential, and create a life you're actually passionate about.
Okay, I feel that. I think, for a lot of our listeners, this is like a real turning point. We've got these steps. We've got the battlefield, this roar of possibility. But now, what do you do?
It's about taking action.
Okay, so what advice would you give to someone who's ready to do that, to, step into their power?
I'd say start by pinpointing one part of your life where those doubts are holding you back.
Okay, yeah, picking your battlefield.
Exactly. Your career, your relationships, whatever feels kind of stuck.
All right, so we've got that battlefield, that one area. Now what?
Now, you put those 3 steps into action, rewrite the dialogue. Right. What are those negative thoughts you keep replaying in your head about that area? Challenge them, swap them out for something better.
Okay, yeah, we're rewriting the script.
Yeah.
What about embracing the suck?
Mm-hmm.
How does that come in?
Okay, think about the things you've been avoiding because you're scared or it feels uncomfortable. What's one tiny step you can take today to push past that comfort zone?
So not these huge leaps, but bite-sized actions that you can actually do.
Right, even if they feel a little uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you. And then as you're taking those actions, don't forget those micro wins.
Celebrate every step, no matter how small. Acknowledge the progress, build that confidence, and create that momentum.
It's like so much of this is about shifting your perspective.
Really is.
It's about seeing those challenges, those suck moments as opportunities.
It's about understanding you have the power to choose.
Right. Choose your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions.
You can be a victim of your circumstances, or you can be the one creating your own future.
And that reminds me of that line from the piece, greatness isn't found, it's built.
Yes.
It's like it's built through those battles, those small victories, those moments where you choose to, rewrite your story.
And step into your full potential.
This piece really nails it with connecting those physical challenges we face in the gym to the mental battles we're all fighting.
It's a great analogy.
It is. It reminds us that, building strength, resilience, that winning mindset, it's not a one-time thing. It's a journey.
And, it's a journey you don't have to take alone, right?
That's so true. This piece actually, it really emphasized community, like surrounding yourself with people who support you.
Oh, yeah. That support system is huge. Having people who cheer you on, who challenge you, it makes a world of difference.
It's like, having your own personal cheer squad at the gym. Those people who are there to push you.
Exactly. They celebrate your wins. They pick you up when you stumble.
Totally. And, it's not just about, working out. It's about life. It's about finding your tribe, the people who get it, who believe in you, and who are there for you every step of the way.
100%. Finding your people is so important.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, into building a winning mindset, I think it's important to circle back to the main message.
Okay, yeah. What's the takeaway?
It's not about being perfect.
Right.
Right. It's not about never having doubts.
It's about what you do with those doubts.
Exactly. It's about acknowledging them, challenging them, and choosing to focus on, what's possible.
It's about believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Believing you can learn, you can grow, and you can overcome those challenges.
Yeah. Yeah. And come out stronger.
And remember, you have the power to choose your own story.
Right. It's not about letting those doubts, run the show.
It's about stepping into that roar of possibility, creating the life you want.
So, I think we got to leave our listeners with something, right? A question to think about.
Okay, what's the question?
What's one small step you can take today to start building your winning mindset?
Ooh, I like that. One small step.
Right. What's one action, one thought, one belief that you can shift, to move you closer to that life you want?
Write it down. Tell someone whatever you need to do to make it real.
Hold yourself accountable.
And remember, every journey starts with that first step.
Go out there. Embrace the suck, celebrate those wins, and never stop believing in yourself.
Never stop believing.
Remember, greatness, it's not just found, it's built. And it's waiting for you on the other side of effort.
So true.
Keep pushing, keep fighting, keep believing, and keep winning.